To decode how 50% US tariffs will impact the banking sector and how vulnerable are these banks, Ritu?
Well, Sonal, a very happy birthday to you first. And yes, of course, these higher tariffs are going to test the resilience of India's exporters. So we try to look at how exposed the banking system really is and if there is a cause of concern on the asset quality front, which Hormaz was also just pointing out, which you started to see from the first quarter. Now, first, according to highly placed sources we spoke to that have a view of the sector, the exposure to sectors that will get impacted is not too significant. Of course, there are individual businesses in certain sectors that will have a disproportionate impact, but it is an evolving situation. And for now, all the banks are in the process of individually conducting an impact assessment to see how higher tariffs will impact them. But broadly, if you look at the sectoral exposure, the total exposure to some of the tariff-hit sectors is about, say, 2.8 lakh crores when it comes to textiles, 2.2 lakh crores in food processing alone, about 89,000 crores to gems and jewelry. Now, these seem large, but keep in mind, these are not concentrated solely to export-linked borrowers. Those that actually get impacted will be a much smaller subset of this overall figure. But importantly, if you look at a systemic risk survey, interestingly, that was conducted by RBI in May, although before the 50% tariff announcement, it shows that most experts expect only a moderate fallout. For instance, 72% of the respondents to RBI survey said the trade tensions and protectionist policies will have a moderate impact on overall financial stability. On the asset quality front for banks, nearly 88% do expect deterioration, but to be limited to sector-specific issues, and only 4% expect a significant rise in bad loans. Still, there are certain industries that are vulnerable we need to watch out for. For instance, 80% of the respondents said export-dependent manufacturing, your textiles, garments, electronics, along with MSMEs in export clusters, you should watch out for. So in short, while exporters do face challenges from these higher tariffs, the banking system as a whole appears well cushioned, and the risks that we will see will be contained to specific sectors.
Well, thank you so much, Ritu, for joining us and giving us a sense of how exactly tariffs are unlikely to impact the banking sector in a major manner. Thank you so much once again. But moving on, government sources